Hello everyone, it is Kate again, back at you with some Lorcana content. So today it'll be a little bit different. We're going to go through some deck lists that I have built for myself and Travis. And we have the Amber Emerald and then the Ruby Amethyst. I'm always so bad at remembering gemstones, I always go by color. But I'll try my best for, the deck list. So we've entered one small tournament with these before, and we both went 2-1 from being ink blocked, which was interesting. And we're entering another tournament today, and we'll see how we do if we need to make revisions. But I thought it would be fun just to go through these lists, since I know that this one in particular is a little bit different than probably some of them going around, because it really focuses on Dr. Facilier quite a bit. So maybe that's a bit different. I'm not sure. It's just different from the list that I've been finding. But I would love to show these to you guys, and if you have any feedback for us and what would work a little bit better, or what we could do to improve. It is always looked good upon. We always want to improve in our card games that we're playing. So I'll start with mine. We'll come back to the big dragon. So we'll start here with mine. Of course, we're gonna run a 4 Lilo line, which is a really nice card because it's 1 cost. I mean, she's not inkable, which is a little sad, but she does quest for 2 lore, so you can really start, going off on turn 2. Just start questing for some lore. We also run a 3-1 line of Stitch. So 3 regular Stitches, and then the 1 Rockstar I have been able to pull or find in the wild. So he's really cool because he normally costs 6, but if you do place him on top of another Stitch, it's only 4 cost. He can quest for 3, and he's this really cool ability if you have smaller cards that have less cost. So whenever you play a character with cost 2 or less, you may exert them to draw a card, which I think is so fun. Like that, you can't even use them on the first turn anyway, generally, unless they have like Rush or Reckless or something. So it's really nice to just be able to use them to be able to draw that card. And I just love him. Look how cute he is. And then we do run, I believe it's 3 Hades? Yes, 3 Hades. He's really nice just because, early in the game, if you do want to get like a Lilo or a Stitch or one, a character back, and even late game, it's kind of nice too. So when you play him, you get to return a character from your discard to your hand. He's not like that strong of a card, and he's not inkable, which is kind of lame. But I guess you can't kill the Lord of the Underworld, So he's really just great for getting cards back, which is really nice. We also run 3 of the bodyguard Simbas, to protect your Lilos and your little buddies. And then just for some draw power, we do run 2 Rapunzels. I'm thinking about adding a 3rd one, honestly, just because she is really helpful. She can quest for 2, she is inkable, and then if you remove up to 3 damage characters when she's played, you could draw a card for each one, which is very nice. We do run this LeFou, 2 of them. We don't run the Gaston for like the ability, but he's just a low cost and also inkable, and 2 quest, like 2 lore for a 2 cost. That's not bad. We like to see it. And then of course, the number 1 card of the deck in my opinion, Cusco-topia. So he has Ward, so opponents can't choose his character except a challenge, which is very nice. He's not inkable, which is a little unfortunate with that 5 cost. That's okay. We respect the temperamental emperor. He can quest for 3 lore, and then his ability that makes him so great to me is no touchy. When this character is challenged and banished, you may banish the challenging character, which is just great because you are taking somebody with you each time. And we do run 4 of these. And next, just for some, again, like draw power, we have the Mad Hatter. So whenever this character is challenged, I get to draw a card. He is inkable and he quests for 3, so like similar with Cusco here, and even has the same attack and willpower. And honestly, I love him because he is inkable, and that is everything in this game because you do not want to be ink blocked. And we do run 4 of these. And next is Hans, the Scheming Prince. He doesn't really do anything, but he's inkable and he has a high lore hunt. He's a 3/3, so he's just not bad. So we just like to have him in here just for, you know, any purpose that we need him for. Of course, he is great for that lore hunt, so we'll keep him. And then, of course, we run 3 of him. And then probably other than Cusco, my favorite card on the deck is the Genie. Honestly, when Lorcana came out, I was just like, I saw the Genie card and I was like, I have to have him. I have to have him in the deck. It is going to happen. I really want the enchanted version of him so bad, but this art is still very nice. I believe we run 4 of him. Oh, is it 3? It's 3. Okay. Maybe we'll switch it back to 4. Who knows? But probably not because he's not inkable either. I don't know what I just did there, but so he has a cost of 6. He's a 3/4, which is very nice. He can quest for 2, and he is evasive, so only characters with evasive can challenge him. And then he has this ability called Disappear, so when you play this character, you may return chosen character to their player's hand. So this can be something where you're removing a threat from the board from your opponent's side, or, you know, if you're about to lose a character that you really like and really want to keep out there, you can return your own stuff to you, which is just kind of nice. So again, 3 of those, very nice. And then we have our 3 line of Tinkerbell. This is kind of nice if you're having like this evasive fight with someone. Even though I have a lot of evasive cards, she's able to use Pixie Dust when you play her, and a character will gain evasive that turn, while she is also evasive. So that's really cool just to be able to be like, you know what, I'm making, you know, like Hans evasive for a turn to be able to attack Pongo or something. So it's just a cool little thing to be able to do. So again, 3 of her, and then to keep going on our evasive train, we run 4 of these Peter Pans. I run 4 just because he's inkable, he's evasive, so it's really hard to hit him. And honestly, just being a 3/2 is not bad. He will be taken out by almost everything, but he does get a good hit in. So, and I typically do ink these sometimes too. So, not a bad card. We like them. So, 4 of those. We're kind of getting to the near end of our characters here. So, the next card we run is Flynn Rider. He's an okay card. He's inkable. He is 2 cost. He's a 1/2, so he's not very strong. But whenever you play this character is challenged, the challenging player chooses and discards a card, which is kind of nice just to get like some type of hand control in, or, you know, maybe they lose a card they really want, or maybe they don't, but it's still a cost to pay to be able to attack him. And he does quest for 2, which is just pretty nice. And then we run 3 of him. I am subject to change that though, because I think I could take him down to 2, but I just have to replace him with something. One of my favorite cards in the deck here is Cheshire Cat. He's great. So whenever this character is challenged and banished, you banish the challenging character. So it is kind of nice. It makes your opponent kind of have to think of, oh, what am I going to use to attack this cat because it's going to go away this turn? Or they really do have to kind of think about spending the fire cannons or smash on this card just to be able to get him away from the field, because it does put pressure on the board. And he quests for 2, so he's just not bad. And again, my favorite quality is being inkable, so I'm very happy that he is. And this card I mainly only use for ink is the Duke of Wesselton. I guess I could summon him from time to time, and I have in a couple matches, but usually he's just going to the inkwell, you know. So he's a 1 cost, he is inkable, he's a 2/2, and quests for 1. There's really nothing special about him, but we do run 2 of them. And then we're going to move on to our songs and actions here. I do run 4 of these Be Our Guest. It's just really nice to be able to, you know, get ahead of the game and get characters that you want. Kind of when you're needing them, like you can find your Lilos and Simbas pretty easily. And sometimes you might run into that Cusco or Genie, and that's always really nice when you're like, where are they? So I do run 4 of these, and my favorite thing about this card is that it, again, is inkable. So in case you just have a couple of them and you don't want to use it, you can just ink that sucker and just get rid of it. Next, I believe there's 3 of these. It's Part of Your World. This one is nice because your characters are 3 cost or more can sing the song for free, so you don't have to expend ink to use it. And then you get to return a card from your discard to your hand. Or a character card, my apologies. You get to return a character card. So like if something got out that you really just want to get back on the field, like a Simba or Cusco or somebody, you can get them back in your hand, and then you can pay the ink cost that you saved to play them. And then this is one of my newest favorite cards. I actually didn't even realize this was a thing until I saw it at one of the tournaments, and I was like, what is that? So you can play a character with cost 5 or less for free. So with this, you're gonna still pay a 3 cost to play this card, or do the action. But this can play your Cuscos, your Hans, your Mad Hatters for free, which is just super nice, especially early game. Like being able to get Cusco or any of those cards on turn 3, I feel like it's detrimental, or it can be, you know, depending on where your opponent's at. And then I think this is the last series of cards we have. I apologize that my cat is meowing in the background. She just likes to talk sometimes. So our last cards are Mother Knows Best. A character 3 or more can sing this song for free. And then you get to return chosen character to their player's hand, which is just so nice to be able to return one of yours. You could return Rapunzel if you wanted and just keep healing stuff, which is one of my favorite plays to do. I also just really like to save cards that I know that are about to get knocked out. Like if you can save a Lilo and get to play her from your hand again, just to be able to come back on your next turn and quest with her again. It's kind of nice. So this is my deck, and I've been really happy with it, and I hope that it keeps seeing continued success even when we do enter the next series of the cards. I think it's called Rise something. I don't remember, but lots of cool cards coming out that are green or yellow and all sorts of new stuff. I think a lot of the steel decks are going to be seeing a lot of, you know, really interesting developments. And then we'll move on to this thing. Oh, sorry about the glare. So we'll move on to Maleficent here. So this deck has a lot of control. It definitely is trying to last to the long game, to where you have so much ink. So we're going to start here with 3 Maleficents. So this is a very high value card. Well, 1, it's expensive, but 2, it costs 9 ink to play it. She's a 7/5, and when she comes out with the ability Dragonfire. So when you play this character, you can banish a chosen character, which is crazy. And she can quest for 2, so the lore thing, not that great for her, but still amazing because you get to banish people. The next one is we have Mickey Mouse, the Brave Little Tailor. We run 2 of these. He's evasive and can quest for 4 lore. He's a 5/5, and he's an 8 cost, but they're both inkable, so it kind of makes up for them being so ridiculously hard to get out. Next we run 4 Archimedes. These are mainly for ink, or just so you have something to kind of play on your first turn. Because he's inkable, it costs 1, he's 2/2, good little card. Next we have basically our Lilo of the deck, which is what I call the baby Maleficent. She's not inkable, but she does have a cost of 1, and like Lilo, she's a 1/1 and can quest for 2. We run 3 of these in here, and then you're about to see a lot of Dr. Facilier. So we run the Challenger. I believe there's 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So he has a Challenger ability. So while he's a 0/4 right now, when he does challenge, he gains 2 attack. So that's pretty nice. It just sucks that whenever it's like your opponent's turn and they're going to challenge him, he doesn't get that again. But he's inkable and he can do a little bit of damage. Next we have this one, which is, I think, the rare one of the Faciliers in the set. He is inkable. He has a cost of 3. That glare is getting me. Dreams Made Real, so whenever you play a song, you can look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put one on top of the deck and the other at the bottom, which is just nice. And then while he's a cost higher, he at least has that 2 attack, so he's at least doing some damage normally. But again, 4 willpower, so he stays there for a while. And then we have the Shift, Dr. Facilier. So normally he has a cost of 7 and he's not inkable. But if you do have one of these guys out, you can pay 5 instead to put him on top. And he does gain the abilities of them too, which is kind of nice. So whenever one of your other characters is banished in a challenge, you can return that card to your hand, which is just nice. So you're not losing cards that you can just play them again as soon as they're, you know, banished to your hand. And he does quest for 3, which is just really nice. Next, we run 3 of these Elsas. She has an ability called Freeze, so when you exert her, you can exert a chosen opposing character, which is just nice. Like, you can just stick them there and attack them, or, you know, do whatever you need to do, especially if they're trying to avoid being attacked. That's pretty nice. And she's inkable, cost of 3, so definitely not bad. And then we have 2 of these Elsas. Again, with the shift ability, you can pay 6 if you're putting her on top of the other Elsa. And then she has an ability called Deep Freeze. So when you play this character, exert up to 2 chosen characters, and they can't ready at the start of their next turn, which I feel like is so crazy. Like, you can just do quite a bit of a lockdown. And then she can quest for 3, which is just really nice. Next, we run 4 of these Maleficents. So whenever you play this character, you may draw a card. So she's definitely here for the draw power. Next, we run 4 Rafikis. These have rush, so they can attack the turn that they're played, which is just nice, kind of like early in the game, being like, you know what, you are not keeping that dude out. Next, we have the Evil Queen, or the Queen here, I guess. She's a cost of 5. She is inkable, and then when you exert her, you may draw a card. Kind of good late game, or she's just kind of chilling. And then I believe it's 3 or 4 of these Jafars. Let's see. Oh, it's 4. Okay. I can never remember. So we have these Challenger Jafars. He gets a +3 when challenging, so he becomes a 5/5, which is just so nice for the cost of 4. So we love him. He's great. He's inkable. He can attack stuff. He's wonderful. Now we run 1 of these Jafars. He's kind of interesting because he does have the same cost, but this character gets 1 attack for each card in your hand. So if you're sitting with 7, he is a powerhouse. But I mean, even if you have like 2 or 3 cards, that's still kind of base, and he's not bad. He can quest for 2, so we like him. This is like my questionable card in the deck where I'm like, is she worth it? Sometimes I'm not really sure. Because I'm like, I like Ursula. She can quest for 3, it's great, but she's not inkable, and that 7 cost is already steep for some other higher cost things in the deck. When you play this character, each opponent loses 1 lore, and you get to draw a card for each lore in that way, which is kind of nice. Like, and she's going to be around for a while because she has that 8 willpower, so, you know, she's here. She is here, but if you guys have a better suggestion, or if like I should just add like extra Elsas or something, just let me know, and I could probably do that. Next, we run 4 of Friends on the Other Side. Honestly, I think this is one of the best songs in the game right now, at least until the new set comes out, because a character with cost 3 or more can sing it, and they get to draw 2 cards. I mean, that's so much draw power, and I feel like purple, like, or amethyst stuff has so much draw potential, where it's just nice because they get to basically run through everything that they have. Next, we have the Ursula'S Cauldron. We run 3 of these, so you can exert this card to look at the top 2 cards of the deck, put 1 on top of your deck and the other at the bottom, kind of like that other Facilier that we had. And we do 3 of these because that's how many we have been able to find in the wild. And then we run 2 of these magic mirrors, which honestly is just good late game. You kind of get it out in the beginning, and just kind of have it sit there until like you're ready to just start spending ink on it. So you exert it, and for 4 ink, you get to draw a card. It's definitely not bad, just not something you're going to be using early on. This is another card where I'm kind of like, do I want to take it out? I don't really know. But we run 2 freezes where you get to exert a chosen opposing character, which is just nice to be able to kind of attack them, take them off the board, do what you got to do. And then, sadly, I've only been able to find 1 of these. It has a cost of 3, it's inkable. It's a White Rabbit's Pocket Watch. You exert it and pay 1 ink, and then chosen character gains rush this turn, so that means they can challenge the turn they're played, which is just really nice to be able to have this out and use it with, like, Maleficent the turn she's played, or any of the other higher cards to be like, well, I'm swinging early. And then we run 4 of these Dragonfires. 5 cost, it's not inkable, but you get to banish a chosen character, which is just really nice. And then the last card in the deck, which we run, I believe, 3 of, is Be Prepared. This is such a game-changing card. It's, when someone plays this, it just resets the whole board. And if they sing it with one of those higher characters like Ursula, Faciliate, the Dragon Maleficent, or Mickey, you just get a whole reset. You banish all characters, which is just crazy. It's detrimental. I remember I've lost to this a couple times when it's happened, or I've been like, oh, I had like a full board and now there's nothing. So it's just a really good card. I really wish it was inkable, but that's okay that it isn't. We still love it. We still treasure it. And that's all the deck stuff I had for you guys today. So I just really hope that you like this video. If you do have anything, you think that we could do better with these, just let us know in the comments. And if you like this video, please leave a like and think about subscribing for more Lorcana awesomeness. And we'll see you next time. Bye!